Hi superstars! In today's real estate business in Nigeria class, we'll be talking about how to buy real estate in non-developed areas. By non-developed areas, I mean villages. Okay, so if you remember some time ago, I said that buying a land in non-developed areas is very good. It's affordable, not that it's cheap, but it's affordable. And the characteristics of a land in a non-developed area is that you see very few houses around, but very large expanse of land. Yes, you see very large expanse of land in a very isolated area. So today I'll be telling you how to acquire lands for real estate or for future use, for land banking, for building a farm, poultry in a non-developed area that is a village. All right, let's get started. This video is going to be quite long because I'll be sharing with you about 10 tips you need to look out for when you're buying a land, real estate in the villages, so you don't make mistakes. So my superstars, you need to watch to the end because every tip is very, very important in the course of buying a land in the village. All right. First, you need to know that real estate, that's land in the villages, is always undocumented. Most times, lands you see in non-developed areas, that's the villages, are always undocumented. They do not carry survey plan, they do not carry any land title or anything. That's because most of those lands are family lands. They're lands owned by families, different families own those lands, and these people are not learned. Most of those old people in the villages are not learned. The land was probably passed to them by their ancestors. Okay, so they have those lands there, and with time they could decide to sell it out to solve problems and all that. So those lands are not always documented. So that entails that you need to be very, very careful when you are buying a land in a non-developed areas, because anyone could come out and say, this is my family land, this is my family's land and all that. So you must be careful. So the first thing you need to know is that most of these lands do not have measurements. Yes, it's not measured. They do not know the size of the land in square meters. That's because the land was generational land, it's in family land. Okay, so if you must buy a land like that, you have to go and get a surveyor to come and measure the land and tell you the size in square meters, in hectares, in acres. Okay, so you know what you are going to buy before you even start carrying out other checks. First, you find out the size, if it's so you can have an estimated value of the land you are about to buy. So the next thing is that you have to look out for ancient graveyards. Like I said, this land belongs to families. It belongs to, it's passed down from generations to generations. So it's possible that that land could be a grave site for old family members. So you have to check out to be sure that there are no graveyards on that land. Okay, because exhuming and all that, some of them do not permit it. Okay, they do not want the thing to be exhumed, they want it just there. So you need to find out if there's an ancient graveyard on that land, okay, before going a step further. Okay, so after knowing the size of the land and finding out if there are no ancient graveyards on the land, if you're satisfied with the condition of the land, then you can go a step further. Next, you have to go to the village chief to find out who's the actual owner of that land. Like I said, anyone could come out and claim ownership of the land in a village. Anybody would come out and claim to own that land. So first you have to go to the village chief to find out who's the actual owner of that land. And if possible, the village chief can then call for that family and they meet in the village council, and then they find out if they are actually ready to sell. Yes, you have to get the village chief involved in that transaction so that tomorrow they won't say they were not aware, or they won't say, who sold it to you? This is that. Stories won't come out from anywhere. You have to get the village chief involved. All right, and next you have to find out the youth leader. Find out the youth leader of that community and carry the youth leader along in every transaction. Every step you take, the youth leader has to be aware. Okay, tell the youth leader when you're ready to pay, when if you are ready to pay, and everything, every step you need to be very, very careful because there's no survey plan to show that they are the actual owner. Okay, so you need to be careful. Okay, so apart from the village chief and the youth leader, you have to ask questions in the community. Meet people, anonymous people in the community, and ask questions about that land. Ask if there's a family dispute about that land, if it's a disputed land. Okay, you know, there are actually lands in the family where that belong to about five brothers or six brothers, and maybe four come together and decide to sell, leaving the other two out. Okay, this can later bring problems if those two who were left out later discover that the land was sold without their knowledge. They can come back and make problems for you at any time. So you need to find out every detail about that family, how many brothers, how many sisters, and ensure that you have their consent before buying that land. These are most of the things. These are the things we do in real estate before buying a land. We go to the root to carry out verifications. Sometimes it takes weeks, but we ensure that we are patient to carry out every verification before buying a land to be sure that it's safe from problems that may arise later. Okay, next, my superstars, you have to negotiate. Yes, whatever price they tell you for a land in the non-developed areas, you have to negotiate. If they tell you 1 million, you have to negotiate. They tell you 1.5 million, you have to negotiate. You don't just go for negotiation blindly. You have to find out, carry out the research in the neighborhood, in that village, how much a plot goes for, how much they've been selling, the possible prices, because they know that you are coming from the city, and it is believed that people who are coming from the city have a lot of money. Okay, so you have to know how much land sell around that area, as this will guide you in your negotiation. Okay, my superstar. So after you have negotiated and you are satisfied with the price, all right, you have to go ahead and pay. Before paying, you have to have lots and lots of witnesses. It shouldn't be that you're paying to just one family member. Everyone should be around to act as witness that they have received payment. Okay, if possible, make a picture. Thank God we are in the days of technology. You can make a video as evidence that you have made payment, because village people can be smart, my superstars. All right, so you have to be sure that you have evidence back in your payment. Okay, next, my superstars, you have to sign an agreement. Okay, you know, an agreement is a document binding both parties. It transfers rights from the local landowners to you, the new owner. So you have to prepare an agreement, a deed of assignment. Okay, and on the day that that deed of assignment will be signed, all the most important people need to be there. Your witnesses and their witnesses should be there to sign that document. Okay, so if anything happens, you have witnesses, people who witnessed it, their signature will be right there as evidence of your payment and ownership of that land. Okay, so after you've purchased the land, you have to give to the people who were involved, the people who stood by you. You have to encourage them, you have to make them happy, give them tip, buy them drinks, celebrate with them. Okay, make them happy, give them money to thank them and appreciate them for their support, because sooner or later, who knows, nobody knows what will happen. You will need them at one point or the other in the course of ownership of the land. After making payment, the next thing is that you have to go and secure the boundaries of the land. We have so many people who encroach into people's land. We had a property somewhere, and before you know it, the neighbor kept shifting into our land, kept shifting, kept drifting into the land, and took a very large portion of the land. It left the border, shifted into our land. So you have to ensure that you mark out the border of the land immediately and swing to action. Okay, so after you've paid, you have to take action and make sure you process your land titles immediately. Make sure you get your land documents to ensure that that land is safe. Some landowners in the village tend to sell lands for 2, 3 people and get money from that said land. Okay, so this land ends up having lots of problems. So after payment, you have to ensure that you process your land titles. For people who do not know the land titles, okay, I had done a video on how land documents you need for your land. Okay, the link is in the description box. Please check it out. This will tell you the series of land documents you need to process after buying that land. So those are the few basic things you need to do to own a land in the non-developed areas. That's the village in any community in Nigeria. All right, so if you need a land in Akwa Ibom State, you can always reach out to me and I will help you. I've helped people get properties in Akwa Ibom State, Uyo. So if you need help, you can always reach out to me. You can always call or DM or send me an email. Okay, my superstars. And for people who are skeptical about owning properties in non-developed areas, you are missing out. Yes, let me say that. You are missing out as it holds great potentials. When people see certain properties, they will be like, is this not village? Is this place not village? And I tend to laugh because everyday development is heading towards villages. Every place was once a village before it became developed. So your ability to know where development is heading and get a property in that area before it gets developed is what helps you make money in real estate business. Okay, my superstars. So if you're interested in starting real estate business in Akwa Ibom State to you can always reach out to me and I'll help you get started. All right, we can help you get hectares of land, acres of land, square meters of land, a plot, 2 plots, 10 plots, whatever size of land you need depending on your budget. Okay, my superstars. All right. If you have not subscribed, my superstars, please take a second to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. And please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you like this type of content? What would you love to know in our next video? Please write it in the comment section. Okay, my superstars. All right. Thank you. Till our next video. Always remember that I love you. Bye, superstars.